Last week's heat wave had many of us cranking up that air conditioning, but if you're worried about your electric bill, you are not alone. I, in fact, am terrified. This morning, the Home Pro Show is here with an idea for you. Let's get to the host of the show, Clint August. Hi, Clint.
Hey, how are you this morning?
A little nervous to get that electric bill in the mail. I think we had to run our AC like 7 days straight.
You know, that is the bane of our existence in our home right now, and that's why we want to talk to Mauzy Heating, Air, and Solar, because yes, we're waiting for that bill, cowering in the corner, but it's just so miserable. You got to pay, right? You just have to.
You have to, or the whole family's fighting because we're all hot inside the house.
That's right. Well, we have Joel from Mauzy Heating, Air, and Solar in studio with us this morning. Now, in lieu of Greg Cantor, he's in Paris. Again, we have the co-creator of the show, Sean Johnson. He's not as good looking, but he knows a lot.
Very true, very true.
Now, Sean, why did we decide to have Mauzy on this morning?
Well, Greg and I were talking with all the recent heat. I think a lot of people are afraid of the high energy bills, and we've been talking with Mauzy, and they have some new technology that's able to really help with that, keep people cool, but also save a little bit on the money and be more efficient. What did you bring us out today, Joel?
Basically, if you're in the market for replacing or upgrading your system right now, it's all about airflow with the system, high efficiency, variable speed, multi-stage heating, but for the cooling side, you want to look at investing in a multi-stage air conditioner. Not many people know that exists. A standard air conditioner will operate 100% all the time, whether you need that much or not. And even a properly sized air conditioning system in our environment operates oversized 3/4 of the time. So with Lennox, we have an XC25 air conditioning system that has a variable capacity compressor. It'll adjust as low as 1% increments in our moderate climate. So if you have a house that needs a 5-ton system, this system will scale from a 5-ton down to just above 4.5 to a 4. So it'll scale to all the needs, moderate needs of our cooling.
And this represents new technology. This is pretty new to the marketplace,
yes,
right?
It's very new, and Lennox really has it really dialed in with their iComfort remotely accessible thermostats, zoning. All this operates together to really reduce bills.
Now we're talking about efficiency and being eco-friendly. Of course, that's the way of the world now, which is great.
Right.
But you talked earlier before we got on here about dehumidifying. That's huge.
It is huge, and actually air conditioning does that, but these higher end systems, they can adjust minutely, kind of like a car system that has remote control capabilities. It can adjust how much energy it's actually using from the compressor to the blower, and it communicates together to be as efficient as possible.
And one of the things you say, higher end systems, but I know these things aren't that expensive relatively to the savings you get from the efficiency, correct?
Right. These higher end systems, they're more upfront on the investment, but the return is so much greater. Yes. And I think a lot of people are done a disservice through companies who don't offer them higher efficiency options to give them the best bang for their buck.
One of the key things with that, I think, is the Hero program and how Hero is able to allow people to afford systems like this and be able to get there without having to take the cash out of their pocket. I think we have an email question about that.
Yeah, we do actually. Yeah, social media question says, help, we're dying in the heat. Our unit came with the house and costs a fortune to run. Can we use the Hero program to help us get a better system through Mauzy?
Most definitely. I think a Hero is a great opportunity, a great tool to use. A lot of people can't afford the higher end systems up front. They can't really get financing because of their credit. So a great thing with Hero, it allows the customer to do these high-end efficiency upgrades, whether solar, high-efficiency AC, windows, what have you, and put them onto the property taxes as a write-off.
With no cash up front, and there's a lot of financial benefit to it. We've talked a lot about the Hero program.
Most definitely.
It's very, very, very efficient. And in terms of the first step for people, what would you recommend? Bring Mauzy out to do a walkthrough and energy evaluation, and then
yes,
you can fit solar into that also, correct?
Most definitely. We do solar as well. I think heating and air and solar systems come together very tightly together, and they're innately connected. But I feel to have us out, let us look at your system. If your system's 10 years old or above, consider upgrading it, because the technology is just light years ahead.
Yeah, and with Mauzy, and we can't say this enough, they're the only heating and air company that we recommend here with the Home Pro Show. So it's a very key thing to call Mauzy and have them out and get your system looked at.
Absolutely. Joel from Mauzy Heating, Air, and Solar, thank you very much. Sean, you know, the thing you want to think about too is they send the same tech out to your house. It makes you comfortable. And you know, Heather, Kimmy, right here at San Diego 6, she had Mauzy come to the rescue in her Pilates studio.
Yeah, in fact, she was just telling me the story that she had a major air conditioning problem in a Pilates studio, tried to have people work out with no AC in the middle of a heat wave. She said she had 3 other air conditioning companies come out. They couldn't figure out what was wrong. Finally, when Mauzy came out, they not only fixed the problem right away, but she says saved her a lot of money. So thanks to the folks at Mauzy for helping her keep her studio up and running.
All right, thanks, Heather. ApprovedHomePros.com. The entire checklist. You want a yes to all of what we're talking about here, just check it out on ApprovedHomePros.com.
All right, Clint, thanks.